Welcome everybody to Breaking the Huddle, episode 18 for the season. We're into halfway through basketball now. We are at about all four teams right around that 15-16 game mark. We're calling it Comeback Kids because this week was a story of comebacks in a lot of different ways. Let's start with the most amazing one, the Scott County girls on Tuesday night. They went to Paul Lawrence Dunbar. They were already missing Morgan DeFore due to an illness. She's averaging 20 points per game, got a goal over 2,000 for her career. Obviously a big loss, runs the point. They were in a tough situation, down 15 points late in the third quarter to Dunbar. They had Malaya Williams and Kennedy Tompkins basically sharing the point guard position. They're both 6 feet and over, so that was an unusual arrangement to say the least, but they both have the diverse skills to do it. Tompkins got a basket at the end of the third quarter, and that kind of sparked Scott County. They went on a 16-0 run to take the lead. Now, Dunbar took it back late on a basket where there was a foul. They missed a free throw to keep it a 2-point game. Scott County came down, missed a couple of shots in the final 5 seconds. Malaya Williams reached over the pile at the buzzer, put down a shot, got fouled, so tied it, went to the line and hit the game winner, 50-49. Just one of the most dramatic wins in the 20-year tenure of Steve Helton. He said you'd have to go way back to imagine a regular season game that was that dramatic a comeback, and B, that happy a locker room after a regular season game. He hopes it continues. They're 10-5 right now. There's been some ups and downs for the team, obviously, as they try to find that right chemistry and right rhythm going in the second half of the season. But I think as we move on to the Toyota Classic next week, they are ready for that showdown game with Great Crossing. How about the Great Crossing girls? They have bounced back in a big way. 6 consecutive wins. They were out at Western Hills 79-42 on Tuesday night. Now 7-7 going into a big game, a district game at Franklin County. That's basically a battle for first place. Now Franklin County won that one by 6 at Great Crossing earlier in the year, but Great Crossing hadn't even won a game at that point. The confidence level was kind of like still developing. It's there now. Braylee McMath is playing at the top of her game. Timothy Williams, Ava Skierman, the 8th grader, had 13 points and 13 rebounds against Western Hills. Rachel Smith led the team or shared the team lead with 15 points that night. Reagan Barrett has come on in the middle. They've really got some great things going. Running the offense is clicking 80, 90 points a game a lot of nights, and defense is catching up as well. We will see how much that team has grown on Friday night on the road when they face the perennial 41st District power, Franklin County Lady Flyers. How about the boys' side of things? Comebacks. Both Great Crossing and Scott County had to bounce back from a tough weekend. Both had 2 losses. Tough scheduling in both cases. Great Crossing dropped a game at Trinity on Friday night, then came back and fell to Frederick Douglass on Saturday. As for Scott County, suffered their first district loss of the season to Henry Clay on Friday. Had to go to Oldham County on a windy and rainy Saturday and lost that one too without Aaron Leake, who had hurt his ankle the night before. They bounced back and beat Madison Central on Tuesday night, while Great Crossing took down Western Hills in a dramatic district game, 72-68 win. Back and forth, back and forth. Key to that night was Carson Walls off the bench with 18 points, his career high. In fact, he had only had 14 total all season. And the sophomore kind of in a lineup that's heavy with seniors, and came in there as the 6th man and made his presence felt. Scott County got a big win over Madison Central. 2 teams, they're kind of uncharacteristically with a losing record at this point in the year, so that was a big win for Scott County. But then they had to bounce back the next night, Wednesday, and play at Frederick Douglass, and took their 2nd district loss. That hasn't happened in a long time. 73-61 the final. So Scott County at 1-2 in the district. They've got to get back on track this weekend. They play Lafayette on Saturday night at home before next week's Toyota Classic. Great Crossing, they go to Franklin County. It's a girls-boys doubleheader. That's a big one as well, as GC now in the driver's seat, 3-0 in the district, trying to maintain that spot. Toyota Classic coming up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of this next week. We'll talk all about it in next week's show, but we want you to be there. Both gyms will be hosting a lot of games. The championship round, girls game at noon and boys at 1:30, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Girls showdown between Great Crossing and Scott County at Scott County, 5:30 Friday night. That's a week from Friday if you're watching this on schedule. So be sure to be there for that one. Always a great event, great food, great people, great times, the silent auction, all that good stuff. want you to be there. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks for joining us.